like that Tum Tum.
A term that describes a person who's emotionally, romantically, or sexually attracted to people of more than one gender, sex, or gender identity. Cisgender. A term that describes a person whose gender identity aligns with the sex assigned to them at birth.
Right? Normal.
Dynamic. Cis-heteronormative. This term refers to the assumption that heterosexuality and being cisgender are the norm,
I like the music.
which plays out in interpersonal interactions in society, and furthers the marginalization of queer and gender diverse people. Dyadic, not intersex. Gay, a term that describes a person who is emotionally, romantically, or sexually attracted to some members of the same gender. Gender binary, the idea that there are two distinct and opposite genders, female and male. This model is limiting and doesn't account for the full spectrum of gender identities and gender expressions. Gender dysphoria. Clinically significant distress caused when a person's assigned birth gender is not the same as the one in which they identify. According to the American Psychiatric Association's Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM, the term, which replaces gender identity disorder, is intended to better characterize the experiences of affected children, adolescents, and adults. Gender expression. External appearance of one's gender identity, usually expressed through behavior, clothing, haircut, or voice, which may or may not conform to socially defined behaviors and characteristics typically associated with being either feminine or masculine. Gender identity. An eternal, deeply felt sense of being female, male, a blend of both,
pointing out the entire time.
or neither. Refers to how individuals perceive themselves and what they call themselves. Can be the same or different from their sex assigned at birth. Gender non-conforming, a broad term referring to people who do not behave in a way that conforms to the traditional expectations of their gender, or whose gender expression does not fit neatly into a category. Gender queer. People who embrace a fluidity of gender identity and often, though not always, sexual orientation. Other terms you may hear under this umbrella are gender expansive, gender fluid, or gender creative.
I'll be the
What
science
about
of this.
gender?
At what temperature does gender become solid, James?
Well, if we use basic math and science, then we can calculate that I do not give a shit. Heteronormative. The assumption of heterosexuality as the given or default sexual orientation instead of one of many possibilities, and that the preferred or default relationship is between two people of
If we're counting every human has a gender.
opposite
at least one,
genders.
So technically,
Intersex.
the rate at which gender turns to a solid is 290. Anything past that, you can start melting a human.
Okay, smart.
Intersex, an umbrella term used to describe a wide range of natural bodily variations. In some cases, these traits are visible at birth, and in others, they are not apparent until puberty.